I would have came up with 10 other projects and came back like, oh man, yeah, this is why nobody played the game. Because I got to really pay attention to what I'm doing. Because I think of so much stuff, and I actually try to do it, that I have to see what, I was about to say contentness is, but whatever that word is, keep going with one thing for a bit. Just like Disney take 2.5 years to make a movie, and then it lasts for like 10 years, 20 years. We still watching Shrek.
Man, sometimes it take them longer than that, Ty.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll take them longer than that.
100 people working on it.
Hey, for me, that's one of the funniest parts. I have something I made in 30 minutes, and like 7 years later, people still like it, and I do not like it, and I didn't even write it. You know what I mean? I was just like, this is going to be whatever it's going to be. And then people would be like, what? You trying to throw this away? What? You trip? You ever went to a garage sale? They're like, yo, what? They throwing this away? What? Y'all tripping? It'd be something like that. Man, and I don't even be knowing to myself, like, this is going to be hotter. I don't even be knowing. They just be like, bro, you tripping. And I'm like, wait, how am I tripping? I thought, what would you talk about? You know what I mean? I'm only saying it, not even like on some rebuttal jump. But it'd be like, I've been so hard on myself, bro, with either other people's expectations or mine. And then the whole time, I'd be way ahead of theirs or something like that. Or not all the time, I'm not saying it like that. But it'd be like, you either be ahead of theirs, you like it, so it don't even matter at a point. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it get to some point where it'd be like, this is okay with me. And then people like progress or something like that. Like, they love to see humanistic stuff or related. I don't know how to explain that.
Out there. Shoot them diamonds out the shark cannon into the crowd. Go for it.
Hey, that'd be happening. The people who clean up the shows after the rappers, they'll find diamonds stuck in the crevices of the concerts and junk.
Oh, wait, bro. I used to work crowd management. I used to work crowd management.
Ooh.
I used to leave with so much tree and money from just letting people in through the side gate. I ain't gonna hold you. Look, $30 a piece or 2 for $50. Depending on the James Brown concert, I was charging $100 for 2 people or $60 for one.
Dang.
Yeah.
That is brow.
Oh, what's up with it? Man,
yo, what's poppin'?
They was paying. What's up with it, Dave? Man, what brought you to the channel? That's Rance. Oh, what's up, Rance? I'm like,
hey, Rance.
Yeah, I'm looking. I look at the name. I thought because somebody new said they was about to pop in. I'm like, Rance. Rance.
The Soldier Boy. What up, Rance?
Yeah, the Soldier Boy. What's up with it, Rance? Is you here or not here? He like, I'm both of this.
Either I put my hand up, then I put it down.
Yeah, because you thought I was somebody else. How you get me mixed up with somebody else? Somebody I don't even know.
He said, what up, A?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I thought it said Apes at first over there on the side when I had clicked off. No, that was Era. Okay, who was Era?
Oh, no, that's the music bot. When Neuro,
when Neuro that's a new one.
Vacation or, you know what I mean? You got to bring an Era or Fred Boat.
Oh, dang. Everything changing. But when you think you're going to be done with that game, Ty?
That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't come in here.
Look, BGL.
Yeah, been called.
Look, BGL. Okay, yeah, we good now. We good.
I'm just saying. Both my eyes are open. I'm looking what?
I know. We see that profile picture.
Huh. We see it. Looking at everybody.
She just wanted somebody to run to, true, when she have a trip.
Hush, Con. Hush.
That's supposed to be cryo. That's
Cryo
her.
Fuego now, bruh. Why
Yeah.
ever turn it to the fire chakra?
It's supposed to be Cryo. That's who she usually like. Cryo listens so swell.
Why you
Leave
gotta
do
do
that.
the as well,
Cryo
bruh?
alone.
No, I was saying he do though. He do though.
He listens so swell.
Yeah, when it comes to my experience, I love talking to him. Hey, BGL. On any of your last experiences, did you see God?
Right there.
Well, I saw the fabric of the universe.
But that was all connected.
No. I saw the universe, but I didn't see God.
Is why we keep asking, where did we get this concept of a God? You know, that like why are we looking for God? Why?
From a
Because
man
somebody
who was
told us
mad at a
that.
woman. That's where we got the concept of God. I'm gonna
That's what
stop.
it
I'm gonna
is.
stop. I'm gonna be.
Seriously, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out, you know, I'm not even playing. Like, why are we
Like,
looking for this thing? Like somebody came out of nowhere and said, hey, there's a God. You know what I mean? A man did that.
yeah,
You
man,
know,
did that.
God
But
can't.
don't you think God's supposed to be like the highest authority?
But who says there's such a thing called a highest authority or highest
It's people
anything or
seeking
We did.
understanding for
We
things they don't
did.
understand.
We
We
did.
did. There we go.
We did.
So what we looking for then? There we go.
You know, because if
So
I
we
Looking
don't
for
get.
understanding for things you don't understand.
Uh,
I got like two theories. When you shine a light into a pyramid and it turns into mad colors, I think we experiencing like mad colors trying to get back to the focal point, or the number line theory, where it's like everything is zero, and then how do we even get to the number one? I think me and she were talking about it yesterday. Everybody that's the same thing, somebody volunteers to be outcasted as a reference point. I'm not saying outcasted like, oh, that's a thing, because that's probably a human concept as well. But this thing like agreed to be separated to even be referenced as the one. So I think like on a God thing, it's like going to a origin or something. You know what I mean? I don't know
Well,
where it's like this is the all knowing,
yeah, well,
or
we
this
would
is the all
call
power.
we would
But I
call.
do
We
think,
got
like,
so it's like we got so many different names for it because you know, it can be the creator, it can be the source, the Akashic records. You know, we got so many different names for that one thing that knows everything. But it's like Sun Tzu said, where did we get the concept of that
So
from?
where does that concept come from? That's the
Yeah.
question. Where did it come from? Don't you realize that's the thing right there? That's why there's confusion. Where did it come from? Who wrote it down?
We gonna ask.
Oh, like when you growing up and your mom and dad. I think it's like that authority
Exactly.
thing True talking
And then
about.
where did,
Like you
where did
grow up and your
hers
mom
come
and
from?
dad care for you, and then some stuff outside of your perception or awareness seem like it cared for you, not like it cares about you. It just did something that we wanted it to do, like grow crops and junk. And I think we look
Like,
at
do you
all these
think
different
that the
aspects to
creator is
point to the
this
same
real
thing
thing?
or something.
You're
Like
looking for somebody to go on their knees? Do you think that there's some being that created all that's just waiting for us clones to go on our knees and say, hey, forgive me, we accept you as a god? No, this is all retarded that we talking about. Go right there, Robert. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's like
There's
the
no
worship
way the
aspect or
creator
something like
did
that. That's
shit.
like the religious layer of what we call a god or something like that. But even before the religious layer, when people were just looking towards nature and stuff is happening either against them or for them, and they'd be like, oh, let's try to do this to make the energies, you know what I mean? It's like there's some type of higher power to them, and they have to appease it by some way or something like that in their concept. Even though they're looking at the same thing, like that rainbow prism, they're looking at the rainbow prism and they identifying each color as God type shit. Like, you know what? I ain't even mean to curse. My bad. Like the blue is like water of God or God of water. The green is like, you know what I mean? But these
Yeah.
are all just referencing the same thing. But they just like, hey, let's appease this one or let's appease that one, like a higher authority, because it gives some type of care or some type of thing over me. But I can't understand it like BGL says, so I'm still searching for that understanding to get back to that focal point or that origin point.
Look, hey,
No,
hey,
authority.
Sun Tzu.
Y'all don't even like police, but y'all looking for authority.
Exactly. It said, look, hey, Chatbot said that the concept of a god is an ancient and complex is ancient and complex, originating from humanity's early attempts to understand the world and the focus beyond their control. The idea of a deity or deities emerge as a way to explain natural phenomena, life, death, and the universal mysteries.
Nah, they just looking for somebody to blame, somebody to
Yeah.
say, hey, to put their hands
Yeah,
out. Somebody where
same
they ain't gotta
difference.
put it. Hey, somebody they ain't gotta put in the work. You know what I mean? Somebody where they could just call on and be like, hey, hey, hey. Well, if this don't happen,
Fight this fight,
nah,
fella.
It's
man.
the same
It's
thing.
Yeah,
Why do
BGL,
bad
I
things
mean,
happen to
yeah.
good people? But it's the same thing. Why do bad things happen to good people? And how does fire happen? It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
because
know, when
that's a
you live in a cave and you don't have recorded history, it's mystery. You know what I mean? Some things we find out and other things we don't, so we blame it on God.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, because if BGL
Hold
came to my house right now trying to fight me, I'm gonna pray to God that
But
somebody
I
come
don't.
and put hands on me.
we used to pray to God when we
Oh,
was babies. When we was kids, we used to be told to clasp our hands and close our eyes. So of course
yeah,
we gonna do that.
yeah,
But what I'm
Hmm.
saying is that's where the shit came from. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Hey,
That's
I
what.
ain't gonna lie to you. As a kid, I think we run into a lot of stuff that we don't even have some of the stuff. Not even we don't have it. Nobody ain't tell us this because the way we program, like people telling us what this is because we just got here. Like as a kid, I knew how to levitate. I was doing yoga poses and stuff. I didn't know what they were. I was just doing silly stuff. Like you wrap your legs around yourself and as much as you can. You do
Yeah.
your arms and stuff, and then you squat. The teacher was looking at me, and she was an art teacher. She was like, "Hey, you're doing the eagle pose, or you're doing this pose." And I was like, "What's that?" Or I'm in the dream and I'm astral projecting or something like that, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in front of my own house." And nobody telling me how to do this. They just like, yo, take a few steps and then do this pose. And I do it and I'm levitating across the sidewalk. So now when I go to dream and stuff and I go back to that exact place, I'm training myself how to levitate and I'm measuring the sidewalk. You know what I mean? I think we run into like a lot of stuff that we kind of either overlook or not even overlook, but like a lot of stuff that we was really, really tapped in, but it just seemed like kids play. I think
Yeah.
it's all kids play. It's all kids play,
Well,
but we
it
deemed it
ain't
as
that it's
kids play,
kids
so it's
play.
not important.
It ain't even that. Even though I said that, it's just that this God thing is that there are systems that exist that work, but the systems are so powerful that we call it God. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could call it what
Not
you
having
want.
that. Like you can, yeah, you can call it exactly what you want. What you want, which all in all is just you, because you the one
Right.
who's seeing it and putting the perspective on it or putting the understanding on
There
it.
you go.
It still comes back to you. That's why I like that
Yeah,
cargo coats. Like when you look up the cargo coats and you see how, we went to certain places with planes and they didn't have planes, and then we come back years later, they dress like us, they made clothes like us, made a military like us, they did everything the way we did, built planes out of wood, you feel me, and just to worship for us to come back. Like we looked at as gods coming back to them because, they were, that's crazy. The cargo coats. What if that just happened in a lot of different places? Somebody that just had a better technology pulled up on somebody that didn't have really no technology. Like shoes is a technology. Shoes they self. Like you picture yourself walking through the jungle with no shoes all the time. And then somebody bring you a pair of shoes and say, hey,
Hey, true.
huh?
No, I'm saying all our trips we dive in, we come back, we get told this shit is a joke, right? So how
Exactly.
comes we so strongly believe that there is somebody in the sky?
Ah,
Why that one thing ain't the joke?
that
Oh
is, I think
shit.
that's one of the biggest jokes. That's one of the biggest jokes, but it got to stay in the play because we got to know that there's
It's
a
a system
higher.
that exists.
Yeah, it's the system, and within the system, you got to know it's a higher authority than you. You feel me? And once you know that, because you start that off with your parents, listening to
It
them and
gotta
them
be a
being
higher
that
authority
authority.
than you because you don't exist. So whatever authority you find is gonna end up being higher than you because there ain't no you.
Because it
Because we
ain't.
looking at it wrong.
yeah, that's like in the what's the name though. That's what I was thinking about when Wally was saying this. Like somebody was like, well, how do I use this information, and it's like this is all information that's referenced off of like certain layers. I could tell you how to, or you can tell yourself how. Not any AI, but anybody can tell themselves how to play like the best character ever, and they can still have the concept that none of this is real, which probably makes them play the character even easier. You know what I mean? Or we go to the character aspect of it and be like, well, this isn't real, but we still in this play. Like that's not taking us out the play. You know what I mean? We can know it's not real, but we still in the play. So it's like the different layers that we speak about it on, and then the reference points. I think we cross them a lot. Not that there's any crossing or mixing up or confusion, but I think we reference them. It's like you on the stage, and then you're referencing like you're the director. Yeah. Even though you're playing the part of the character or the actor right now, you are the director too. You are these things too, but your mind is focused, or your conscious awareness is the actor right now. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And we'd be like, yo, this is not real. But you can't tell an actor that who on the stage doing it, you know what I mean? Because that's real to him, even if it's not real to the audience. In his reality, that's still a real thing. So I think a lot of times we kind of like juggle our reference points, if you say, you know what I mean, from our different layers.
Hey, Con,
and it's understandable. It's understandable and it's respectable and it's not clownable when somebody say, "Hey, you don't, they don't understand how the fuck they don't exist." If I'm thinking right now, you know, the thing is when you put yourself in a certain state. Oh, go on. What up?
Hey, that's wild, bro. Cause
we're gonna take care of that right
experience
now.
With the dude in the room, like the TVs with Neo.
Yeah, they just spoke to me. I got
and
you.
It was just one TV though, and he was like, you know, you can't tell everybody that this place ain't real. It's like, look, all life is playing out on this TV right now. He said, look at the TV. Like it's like looking at the TV and trying to tell Neo, you're Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is playing you in this movie. The movie, you can't even talk to the movie. You can't have a conversation with a movie and the movie is gonna understand what you're saying.
But then we only say what's real. They'll be like, what's not real? And it's only that self-reference.
Don't go behind that door.
Don't go behind that door.
Yeah,
they still
even know what we're talking about.
Because your body could turn into a slave at any minute. Once your mind wake up and your mind recognize, oh shit, I'm not stuck in this body. Your body just gonna become like a mute. It's just gonna become less. This feeling that you got right now is just gonna subtly fade away. You're just gonna exist in that space. You know, and then you're gonna realize, oh shit, this damn this body is an animal. This bitch is my machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why this shit ain't real.
This is my vehicle. This is my vehicle.
Perceptual ghost. Like how it goes perceptually. Oh yeah, they're on there. Oh, actually, we take a trip and we see those people over there interacting on those layers. But and they know their layer is real, and they know that they got little travelers popping up. It's kind of like if I match the density of this thing, it's perceptually real because I can interact with it based off of a reference of a physical aspect, right? Like if I can touch this box or my molecules can interact with this molecule and push it or whatever, oh, it's real. Or I'm pushing through air, oh, there's nothing there. So I kind of think we also like, you know what I mean? We kind of look at it from like aspect type. Like the body to me, like the mushroom is like, yo, this is a spacesuit. Or you know what I mean? Like when Wally called it a unit, I was like, yeah. They told me it was a spacesuit, and we ain't scratched not even the surface of what this thing can do. You know what I mean? And I know we say like the heart, the mind, the brain. But you got a whole like gut biome. Like people don't even know why they think the way they think. They think like, oh yeah, I'm tuning in. You are tuning in, but you're weird. Some outside source, your own inside source, like the gut biome, that just sending you secretions and messages that cause you to think this way. Like y'all want a Snicker bar. A Snicker bar did not exist, what, like 100 years ago, 200 years ago? I don't know. But it did not exist back then. You know what I mean? So what is your body telling you? And then we're intercepting it like, oh yeah, I want a Snicker.
Hey, you on point with that, Com, but think about it, right? Your eyes could have seen a Snicker commercial or seeing somebody eat a Snicker. Your ears could have heard somebody talking about one and how good it was. Hey, you got to eat it with a butter knife, man. I'm telling you, it's just different. You could have heard anything like that, and it still would have played that same role. You feel me? And then you end up craving one. Like me seeing somebody with some pizza and then going, man, when I get back, I'm about to get me some pizza. But then when I got back, my one of the homegirls at work was leaving, and I'm like, "Oh, you go?" She's like, "Nah, I'm just going across the street to get pizza." "Oh, I got you some. I got pizza for everybody."
Where you
Stuff
find
like that, I feel like
there
it's
is no
too. Go ahead,
difference.
go ahead.
I say where you find difference, there is no difference. It can seem like two separate scenarios, but in some layer, and it's all happening.
It's
Like how
all
you were saying,
happening.
being influenced by seeing pizza all the time, and the person thinking about pizza, and then them saying, "Hey, I got pizza right here."
Yeah, it's
That's why
almost
people
like
try to separate spirituality and the person, but it's all happening.
yeah, it's all happening. It's all intertwined and interweaved together. Like when BGL says, you feel me, the fabric. It's all the fabric. And like we might be one hair within the fabric of a whole blanket. Like a whole blanket, and you just one fiber within that thing. So
Just
to
waving
get,
in the wind.
yeah, just waving in the wind. But you come together with all the other fibers to make the blanket. The
Man, I was just
blanket,
about to say, what about like you telling the future, and maybe that's why you wanted the pizza.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It been times where I've been around people. I'm neutral as heck. I'm aware of what's going on in my mind. I'm just focused on walking. Somebody like, I want a donut. My mind come in like, I want a donut. And I stop like, wait a minute, where did that come from? That didn't come from me. Where did that come from? Like stuff like that, like, wait, this ain't come from me. And I look around, oh, were you hungry or something? Yeah, bro, I've been starving. I want a donut. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes we can pick up on this stuff and we think it's coming from us, but it don't even be us. And then we associate it with it. And then we be like, yeah, I'm hungry. I want some pizza. Or yeah, I ain't saying like, oh, this is the way it happened, but it'd be like multi-layers on how the sequence break down. I ain't even talking about how it break down, build up, whatever. But it'd be like multi-sequences. Even the heart having brain tissue, the gut biome having brain tissue, your brain having brain tissue. So you got like 3 different brains, and they all work together. They all work synonymously type job. We think one is like, oh yeah, this one is stronger. We give that one the most attention because that one show us the most, like, what you call it, side effect or something like that. You get all
you get a dope feeling out of that. Night. Go ahead, Con. Go ahead, keep going. My bad.
I was thinking about something last night, and my heart went to the pumping part, like pump, 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 and I'm like, oh yeah, you being an amplifier right now. I got that stuff out of my mind. My heart calmed down. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is one of the ways y'all working synonymously. You amplifying whatever the mind sends you or something like that to get the body ready or something like that, or to help the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they all working like a councilman or something. I'm not trying to say no Holy Trinity or no one of that, but I don't think one of them is like above the other. When you come off a trip or something like that, you're like, how did I know that was going to fall and I caught that? Even if you're not on the trip. Like, who is thinking?
Yeah.
Your brain thinking, your body thinking, or your gut thinking, or, you know what I mean? These things are all intercepting the layers of reality and kind of showing its own aspect and demonstrating it, whether it's like heart palpitations or butterflies in the stomach.
Hey, D Carbs he asked a good question, bro. He said if life has no meaning and God isn't aware of itself, why would it record everything in the Akashic records?
They could play it in front of you again if you get curious and start thinking something sweet somewhere else.
Yeah, or you can keep replaying it. You can keep replaying it. Because that's almost like, my fingers being conscious of they self. You feel me? And they just part of my body. Yeah, I think like within the universe, everything was created, but some things were just created differently. Like I always seen, like now I don't even see God or the creator as this intelligent entity. You feel me? Like this intelligent entity that's just creating all this stuff. I see it as an entity that is creating the energy for things to be created. Now the creation that's being created and that's creating itself is doing the thing. So like everything that's being saved, that we save, is being saved in our DNA. every person that lived before us. That's why you can go in and you can see different lives that it seemed like you lived. Like Wally said, he seen the life of both his parents. He lived both of them because he are them, and he is his grandparents. You feel me? It's like we record, all that is in our DNA and recorded and stuff right there in that thing. But that thing is like, not even like on the level of being a blood vessel in the whole giant universe. It's like not even a blood vessel. And we're talking about like maybe it's one of the mechanisms within the blood, within the within one blood cell. It's like one of the mechanisms in there, like so minute, bro, so small. So this thing is just creating. The creation is doing itself. This thing just was made to create. I look at it as one giant organism, bro. That's it. It's like this giant organism, and this is what it do. Like us as humans, like being humans, like if you like the names we even put on everything, we put the name on it on what it does. What it like, this is what that thing does right there. So this is the name for that thing. And when we put that name on it, it kind of limits the power of it, of what it's actually doing, in every which way. It limits the power of it. You feel me? We put the name on the universe, it kind of limits the power of the universe, because the universe is that thing that is creating. And what's outside of that? And then it's like, what's outside of that? Because we like in the dummy microcosm. We not in we was just talking about you, Cryo. I knew you was going to pop in. I knew it. It's similar.
I've been here.
You ain't been here that long, Cryo. It's smaller than time and space, but larger than the universe.
He's been here like 10, 15 minutes.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know, man. You got a whole rainbow on there, man. Did you switch up on us?
I told you
Nah, it's not a rainbow. It is pink, and it is like Funky Kong sailing through digital space on a surfboard. It's badass.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, now I see it. I ain't got my glasses on though, but I see it. The evidence is all around you. Yeah, he said, where's the evidence? Yeah, the evidence is all around you, because everything is an organism. Like our bodies is nothing but different organisms that came together to survive together and make one unit. Like we do the same, like all the organisms, like whether it's our heart, our lungs, or whatever that's living within us, they all came together to create the body. You feel me? And we did because it's a certain rhythm that's going on, that's being played, and everybody got to follow it. Even our minds follow the thought of that. Now think about it, like, right? We do the same thing. We come together as countries. And you feel me? We come together to make the United States because it makes us stronger. It make us one. And now we're a whole, even though we operating in all these little fine parts that's within the United States, all of us come together to make it one whole, to make it a bigger organism, because it can consume and it can get what it, the things that it want in order to keep the survival for itself. So it's like, it's almost like that's what I seen it on the experience, and that's what made me come up with this theory. I don't know if it's true. You feel me? I'm not saying I believe it, but I can see it and I can understand it just from me seeing how the body came together and started as this little egg that took a sperm to go into and then create this chemical reaction to where all these little organisms started growing and started creating the body and started coming together to make the body. And then after a while, the brain came into play, because all the organisms was doing their thing. And then the brain was created, and the brain after a while started to take over the body and control all the things that the body do. You feel me? The brain started to play that role, but it's like, it's kind of trippy, bro, because ants do it. You feel me? Animals do it. This is why they come together in packs, and they because the more of them it is, the easier it is to get food. Because everything is like kind of living off another thing. It's feeding off of something else in here. Like even our energy, like with what we saying, even our thoughts Our thoughts are feeding off of other thoughts. You feel me? In order to grow, they're feeding one thought will feed off of other ideas and other thoughts in order to grow and make itself stronger. Like, okay, say God. Like, okay, say if I'm a Christian, right? You feel me? I'm gonna be fed with the Bible. Everything that's in the Bible, that's gonna be my food for my Christian venture. It's gonna feed that narrative right there, and it's gonna grow to where my reality is gonna be that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not just saying that with religion. This is with anything. This is with anything. That's the crazy part. But I'm just rambling.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like what I seen at the fish park. Wherever I throw food at, bro, all the fish will go to that spot. Even the ones who at the back of the line, and you can tell they don't even look like they know what's going on. They just saw the fish next to them move, or they just saw Johnny move, and they know that, hey, when they move, they usually going towards food. I'm going to follow them. Usually when I follow them, I get some food. Like I saw that at the fish park, bro, and I even did an experimentation. I just threw food in both ways. And I watched this, like I watched the fish go like, hey, and then just picked away. And then, you know what I mean? Like they just like, okay, half of them going over here, half of them going over here. Okay, I'm gonna just pick away. I'm gonna just pick. And they kind of they still had a pack, and they still was going where the food was at. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why it made me kind of understand like that, like the follow the herd mentality, or like that.
Exactly. Like, exactly, because you know when we in the group, we gonna be stronger. It's gonna be easier. It's gonna be a lot easier. You feel me? Some of like just like the body. You feel me? Like we going like the body. Like every organism within the body doesn't have to work by itself to go and get food. They all came together. Now it's just one central mechanism that's going out there collecting the food, bringing the food back for everybody, and it's feeding the whole body. So it's like when we become the United States, we can call it money, we can call it whatever. You feel me? We like everybody's coming together to where, you know, we got certain sects that's out there going to get the food for everybody, not just for one person. They're going to, these people grow and get the food for everybody. So it's like now the individual person don't have to go out there and hunt for no animal. You feel me? We don't have to go do no hunting. We ain't got to go skin no rabbits or no chickens or nothing like that. You feel me? Because bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. That shit be having me lost. I'll be thrown sometimes because, like, certain experiences, it's like once you see it, you see all the overlayments of that one thing. You see all the overlayments, and you go, damn, okay, that's why it's like that. That's why this moved like this. Because everything is just, it's like when you look at it as that mirror and you look in the mirror, the way the world is functioning, you can see your body functioning that same way. Different aspects of your body, different aspects of your mind have the same function, and they move at the same speed, and they transfer and do the things the same way as we do out here, because this is what, like everything that's within the things that we created. Like, you feel me? The natural things, that too, but it's like a different level. That's dealing with like the body and all that. But when you think of society and the way we built it and the way we programmed it, that's coming from the mind thing, the way the mind works. This is the way the mind works, the way the mind creates things and makes its own places in order to reside in. You feel me? Like, which is wow. And every time, bro, see, because you know, even when we talk about God, right, we always say the same thing. We always say something that we learned, that somebody told us what God was. Well, God is everything. You feel me? It don't never be like it's not your choice. It's not your choice. Like, you never had a choice in this. Despite what belief system you might have, you didn't have a choice on what that thing was to you. The tracks was already laid. The road was already paved. It was already there. Like that's the wild thing. You just was riding in the group and you said, I'm gonna go left because left, you feel me? But the road was already there. Whether you thought you was getting there faster or you thought it was taking too long, the road was already paved. It's like you just making the choices on what road fits you in order for your journey to be what your journey is.
Yeah, maybe that's one of like the little cons in the not a, like my con. Oh, why would I say that? But one of the little cons in like the being whatever this is. You know what I mean? We got the awareness that we think we're making a decision, but it's already paved out. Like you go on a track, there's only so many lanes you can run in, and all of them got their own path. It's all supposed to be equal at certain points or whatever you want to call it, but they all got their own little lane. Like the track is already laid out. You can be like, yo, I'm about to do something different here. I'm about to take a upside down left. That's already in the books.
Yeah.
To us, it seems like we're doing that, but it's already in the books. Like it's already been written down. It's like you played a game of basketball and your stats already in the stat book, but you still playing anyway.
But you still playing anyway. At the end of the
They
game,
down 0 for everything.
at the end of the game, your stats gonna be what they already said. But he said, so do you believe the deities, angels, and extra dimensional beings are just as lost as humans, or are trying to find their answers they don't have the answers to? Man, I don't even feel humans is lost. I feel like that's not even real. I feel like humans are just doing what humans do. But as far as the entities that we see in there, despite what they are doing or what they say they're doing, you're still going to make up in your mind. You're going to put what you want on it. You're gonna put what you want on it. So despite what it seemed like, you can go, like, I've been in places to where it seemed like it wasn't no wrong. Nothing could go wrong. It was like everything was perfect there. It was like the most perfect place. But I feel like over time, I done created places like that within me that I never visited. I'm playing all of them together. I'm playing them all together in one. This is where they come, all these different aspects of reality come together as one. So you can dive into whichever one you want as you going through life. You can dive into the infinite love one, and you can be in love for that long. Now to you, it'll be that long, but to what you created, the love that you created within yourself, is forever. It's forever. It's so, if you able to actually go to that place of love that you created within yourself, bro, it's gonna be all these different things. It's gonna be the best looking entities. It's gonna be the best of everything. Now, I'm not saying that there's not another level of entities that actually exist, but if we can reach any level of any entity or any dimension from this level, they're all connected. So even when you think you're not part of either one, you're playing a part. Each one is playing its part in order so this part right here can be what it is. So even that hate dimension that we create within ourselves of all the things that we hate, if you was able to go to that place, it would be nothing but hate there. It would be here we get to switch it and interchange it. You feel me? Almost like how we do music. Like you don't listen to the same song over and over again. You get to switch the songs because you dibbling and you dabbling with the material world of what the world is, of what your mind is, and you're going to all these different aspects of love, hate, and you like playing around with your feelings. You going through that, like, okay, I want to feel like this, so you play this type of song. Oh, when you feeling bad, all them songs come where the girl is getting into it with her boyfriend, and you feel me, he doing stuff like this, like, you feel me, it's like every aspect of reality, man, is playing what you needed to play. It's doing what you needed to do. So if you feel like it's a reality out there that's above this reality, it's gonna be that, even if it ain't. Like, I always thought about how you can have a person be standing with you and they can see a ghost or a spirit, but you don't see it. You feel me? You don't see it. Like the boogeyman. like this is something that I seen like with the boogeyman. Like, you know, my kids be playing around with the grandbaby and tell him, oh yeah, the boogeyman gonna come get you. And I gotta tell him every day the boogeyman don't exist. The boogeyman, I gotta explain the boogeyman for him, because now every time he go and he look down the hallway and the hallway is dark, he's not going down there because he think the boogeyman exists. Now he made the boogeyman real. Now to him, the boogeyman is a real person. A real person. To where if you doing something he don't like, he tell you, hey, okay, you keep on, I'm gonna call the boogeyman, and the boogeyman gonna come and get you.
I mean,
and I
it's
gotta
real,
explain.
and he's never even seen him.
Never even seen him before. But he has, because he created him. He created him, so now he knows what he looked like. Don't nobody else know what he looked like, but he knows what the boogeyman looked like. You can't tell him no different. What the boogeyman look like, he probably can break it down to you right now because he got a idea.
That's crazy. He just looks like fear.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But what's
Hey,
even
don't they do
crazy?
that with like new hirees and stuff like that, bro? I just thought about that.
What?
Like when you said like the younger ones be paying a joke on the grandbaby, I was thinking about how like my
What's up
uncle
with it,
did that
bro?
to me. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, bro. That sounds like some new hiree junk where you get the new hire to do some crazy junk that he
Yeah.
didn't have to do because he new here, like the new guy. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Yeah, well, hold on a minute, bro. Like, it sounds like they just having fun. Not like the grandbaby
Yeah,
part.
just
but I'm
having fun.
like,
The
the whole
kids.
reality part. Like, they just like, oh yeah, it's some new guy here. Let's do the jokes on him. Like,
Yeah, we
you don't
gonna
know
get
him
him.
yet like that. Let's do the jokes on him.
We're gonna get him. Man, you know you gotta sweep up. You
They-
feel me?
they-
It ain't even his job. He just go sweep up everything. I sweep up. Thank you for doing my job for me. But it's like, bro, Con, that's the thing that I be saying. Like, when we talk about different analogies and stuff like the boogeyman, like that's just a layer of the same thing of what you're saying that we do when we at work and somebody new come into work and we play jokes on them on certain things. Like we do it in school to the new guy. We did it, we did it in many different ways. That's why, once you get that, you overcome your fear of everything, bro. That's when shit gets real. Because you beat out the boogeyman, the everlasting boogeyman that's always been the boogeyman. The boogeyman, everything that you scared of is like actually like the boogeyman. The things that you fear is like the boogeyman. It's gonna cause that same amount of feeling of fear that he get every time he see that dark hallway. Hey, it'd be funny
That's
though.
crazy, bro. You don't even know
It's
why
not,
you
but it
scared of
is.
none of that. They just
Yeah.
hype it up. The boogeyman here, baby. Come on, the boogeyman. And you can't. They holding the door so you can't get out the door. And it's like, oh, the boogie, but ain't nobody there though. Like
Ain't nobody
you don't
there,
see
but-
nobody. You just worried about what could happen because of like scary movies. You're like, yo, I don't want to run into those people or the consequences, the potential consequences. I think that would kind of like make the fear stick around for us, even though we're making it stick around. I think sometimes that would make the fear stick around a little bit more than maybe would it need to. And it's always on timing. But I think we'd be worried about like the potential consequences of what can happen from this thing. And if
Yeah.
it seems too dire to whatever we think we are or we associate with, then we might want to stay away from that. And
Okay.
it sounds like a key survival skill or something like that. But it's like, I mean, yeah, we look at it as a key survival skill. But I'm like, yo, if this is not real, and I mean, of course it's not real. But if this kid can make it real, and he don't even know why he's really scared, he's just thinking about nobody is there. He don't even
Yeah.
see nothing. It's just dark. It's just the
It's just
potentiality.
dark.
That, oh my God! Dude, hold on.
Telling
Wait a
you.
minute.
Hey.
Don't they know like all the potentiality is in the darkness type jump? And why do we always get scared in the dark? You know that? Yo,
That's what
come on.
That's what I'm saying. Look, okay, take it now and put it with the God concept, right? What happens if you don't believe in God?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, when you little, you're like, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, you too scared to even step out of whatever thing that's on you because you don't even know no better. One, I ain't gonna say you don't know no better because I'm not gonna say nobody never knew better or something like that. But it's just like getting a whooping, bro. You don't want to do something that's gonna cause this consequence of pain or whatever. And if people bigging it up to make it seem like, yo, you here forever, you're gonna burn. You don't want
Yeah.
to go there. The
Nah,
burn is
you
so-
don't wanna go to hell.
How is, you know what I mean?
Look, you don't want to go to hell, right? For one, and now you're the savior. What's up with it, Exile? Now you turn into the savior because now you have to save people from themselves. Like
Can
when
you go to heaven? My bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, can you go to hell and save people? I ain't saying like can you, like that's a question. But you know what I'm like, in that circumstance, I'm like, yo, you saving people from themselves and people put themselves through hell. You don't ever want to go through hell when you first start this off, but you turn into the savior. The people put themselves in hell, so you got to go through hell almost. It seems to get to, bro. This, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This seems kind of weird. It seems kind of weird.
It is.
All right, so you're chilling at a picnic, and you're kind of standing by the sidewalk, right? The picnic's going on in the front yard. And there's a line of cars between you know, everybody parked there, so there's like a line of cars right by the sidewalk. And you're just chilling there, right? And you see this car coming. And then out of the corner of your eye, there's a baby, maybe, 2 or 3 years, right in the position to where if you just stick your leg out, stick your arm out, you're going to stop that baby from running into the street. What do?
You're going to stick your foot out. You're going to stick your foot out, right?
So if life has no meaning, if life has no meaning, then why would we help that other person?
Because right there, you see that car coming about to hit that person. Now, okay. Now, like right now, if I come to your door with that analogy with some Christianity, and go, this is why I'm helping you, because you have to be saved in order to make it into heaven. You have to be baptized. You have to be this. 5 minutes later, a Muslim come to your door and preaching Allah, because they're trying to save you. Like it's different kind of savings.
Well, that's kind of like a marketing. They've got some good PR people.
What?
Yeah, they're trying to do some marketing to get the congregation to expand.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done, Exile. I'm done. You won.
Good marketing people.
They got a good marketing team. Oh man, but it's crazy because like in life, like in a life situation like that, you seeing somebody like standing in front of a car that's about to go. Yeah, you're gonna step in and you're gonna help them. But the concept of the way that we live life and like our belief systems, we take that also and we try to go, okay, this is gonna save your life. I'm gonna give you this in order to save you from yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna place you in the need of help. I'm gonna place you in a position of help in my mind so that I can want to help you. And then when I come and help you, I'm like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, nah, bro, chill. I'm just helping. But I had to place you in a state of needing help in order to try to come and help you. You know what I mean? Like, we make people, this ain't the right word, but this is how I use it. We make them helpless in order to give them help when we try to help. If that person didn't ask for help, then we're just making it. You know what I mean?
Chris, that was funny. Marketing teams. Yeah, that's what Alan Watts said. He said the monkey grabbed the fish out the water and took it up in the tree, and the fish is like, "What you doing?" And said, "I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to save
bro,
you."
You was drowning, bro. I saw the
Yeah, you was like, "I'm trying to save you," and which I don't think like you can't be saved from yourself in these different ways. But you gotta like always get it like you're creating the way, because you're accepting the way that you felt needed, that was needed for you, in order to get out of whatever situation you was in, or however you was feeling about life. And plus, it's explaining life to you, like what birthed life. You feel me? And what gave life in a meaning. And all these different stories, bro. I said, man, all that stuff, it do be us though. We just raw. We just raw at what we do. But what's up with it, Exile?
What up? Yeah, some people glad to hear from you. Some people's help comes with stipulations.
Yeah.
But also, there's no justification that truth needs to promote. Truth just simply is. So there's nobody on the corner that needs to be saying this is the truth, this is the truth, because you can obviously view the truth for yourself. And part of this is also self-organizing to where, you know, the best way to drink water is not through my elbow. The best way to drink water is through my mouth.
Yeah.
Or the best way to see things with my eyes is to open my eyes, not to walk down the street or drive down the street with my eyes closed. That's probably not the best way to do it. That doesn't mean that we can invent new things, but things have these our body, our mind, our society, our life has this self-organizing kind of way. So sometimes when somebody comes along and says, "Oh, you might want to, walk with your feet instead of walking with your hands everywhere," or you might want to put this lotion on your skin after you get out of, certain things like. Just because the experience they have, the potentials they've lived up to, they might know how to drop that engine into the car more efficiently that you might not ever get it done. So a little bit of help, what we're calling help or guidance, I think is always there. So it just matters of what we're calling ourselves and what we're calling separate. Our family, our block, our state, our country, our world. Like who do we draw the circle on and say this person is in my family or this person is just like me? It's like kind of different for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. It depends on the individual. So exile, since you're here, what is God to you?
God is everything and nothing. No thing.
Everything and nothing at the same time?
Or is it everything is everything?
Well, the absence of things would be no thing.
All right, so what's God? God is everything.
God is everything and God is no thing. Because in a thingness, there's a duality state. You can see high and low and top and bottom and red and blue and male and female and north and south and all these different kind of opposites. But in the unity, there is no opposites. There's no others. And so it's building from a place of unity to a place of complexity, perceived complexity.
Do you think your understanding of reality or the world is just based on like our experience?
That's all it can be.
So my experience,
I can only give you what I've taken in.
Exactly.
We have unconscious experience.
And so that would be an experience. The view that life has no meaning is also a theme to be explored. It's an option to be taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, life is fully purposeless.
And that's how I feel. I feel like life doesn't have a meaning. And that doesn't mean that you can't give life meaning. That's not saying that. Like, I'm saying you give life meaning.
Life can have the meaning of life.
Yeah.
And that's no better, worse, up, down, left, right, top, bottom, +2, -2, more than life has no meaning.
The word life can be found in the dictionary, guys.
What that mean?
That means what we're talking about and calling life is a definition. It's beyond that.
Yeah, it's a doing word.
Everything
life is a
nothing.
doing word. It's a verb.
Nothing is everything.
It's like love or death or...
This life ain't lifing, man.
So,
light is a doing word. We try to, because of our logical side of things, we like to put things in boxes. We like to say blue is blue and all these specific organization, industrialization, certification, registration.
Yeah.
You got to go through me so you can drive your car. Well, that's just
Exactly.
because they've established a certain penitentialization and industrialization of the farming of people to kind of make you more do one like this. Like you were saying yesterday, the showers in the schools are getting you ready for showers in other places.
Yeah.
So bottom line is, no matter what we're saying, it's not at its highest potential. It's in the dictionary.
It's
Whatever
always
we're
having
doing, it's not at its highest potential.
It's always at the highest potential based on how you see it. An athlete's highest potential might be different from a scientist's highest potential, different from a true's potential, different from Jamaican's potential, different from, you know.
But it's
To
always
have this
at its
one
highest.
potential, that's kind
Infinite.
this thing into a box.
But that's the best way to do it, is to put it in the box.
There's no box that holds life.
The mind.
You gotta,
the mind is the
you
box
got it in,
that's
you
holding
gotta
it.
put it in a box. You
Rolling
gotta
up
put
There's
it
no
in a
box
box.
The GG
that can't
number
hold it.
4.
You would want to escape that box and be free of that box
Oh,
at some
that's
point, no
dope,
matter how
BT.
big that box is.
Steve's right here, right?
That's dope.
It might be good for a day. It might be good for 5 days. You make it a little bit bigger. It might be good for a week if you make it a little bit bigger.
Might be good for 20 years.
The
Some
truth
people
gotta
didn't
be
put.
broken down. The truth gotta be broken down into lies, bro. That's what's called putting it in a box. And then
But-
them lies can be true too if you make it make sense. It's called truth now.
The truth is a lie. If you ask me, the
Exactly.
truth is a lie. The lie is the truth.
If life is purposeless, then everything we're saying is correct. You could put it whichever way you want. Just make sure it's fun, it's bliss. Yeah, you're growing and all that good shit.
He said, Exile. Chris said, there is no box, i.e. spoon. There is no spoon.
Right. That's part of what Jamaicans, by life not having meaning, by light not having color, we get to see all the colors.
All of them.
Okay, that was
Yeah,
kind of
it-
trippy.
Yeah,
It's a-
it was.
It's a
I thought
clear
about that
light.
for a second. I was like, oh shit. Oh shoot, my bad.
Yeah. you
No,
fine.
it's actually a clear light that's giving us all these colors. If we're having a blue light, then that's what we'd see. If we're having a green light, that's what we see. No, it's a clear light. So now we're able to inscribe, prescribe, subscribe all these different ideas, experiences to the life, to the experience. We are basically the game playing itself. And yeah, some people wake up and realize that, hey, this is just a game. Some people, whatever, have the realization that there is no meaning, but that's the meaning that you have chosen. Those are the things that you have chosen. So to start forcing that to people, that becomes fascist, that becomes an organization, that becomes a culture.
Yeah.
But
But it
then
already was that.
You're not letting, that's a potential, but then you're kind of not, if you're forcing it, you're not offering it. And so it's kind of like fascist, to where you're not letting that person experience their own way to how you got there. No, they've got to exactly, there's a boogeyman, there's a ghost under the stairs, have my truth as your truth and supplant everything that you want to experience in this life. Well, that's kind of holding somebody back in a way, even though you think that might be the best thing for them. These people, everybody's got to experience their own life the way that they see fit. Now we can offer things, that doesn't discount offering things to people, but offering with the open hand is kind of different than offering with like if I have my hand under the object and I have it under my hand, if I have my hand open and I offer my hand like that, there's no sense of urgency for you to take it from me. But if I have my hand closed and I'm trying to drop it into your hand, then there's a sense of urgency for you to take it from me. So it's just in the way that we're presenting these things, our experiences, our life. And yeah, life is meant to be shared. In my experience, it's meant to be shared, part of this, because there's no part of me that didn't come from somebody else. Like my parents, like how what's his name, Wally, was experiencing. That looks awesome, Wild Man. Thank you for sharing. So like our grandparents, you could go back 100. We stop at I think 17 generations, and we're more than 1 million people in our ancestry line. So 17 generations ago, that's only like 1,200 years ago, we were 1 million different people making decisions for us to get to this Discord. So I don't see anything else is not a part of me.
Yeah, it's all.
It's just up to experience. So we can offer it to somebody, but to have them exactly think where I think, they would have to live exactly how I live, and that's not really possible.
Yeah, but it is though. Because I think the underlying way that we live, once you take all the layers off, it's the same. Because the feelings that I'm getting out of life, they're no different than the feelings you're getting out of life.
What you eat don't make me shit.
Exactly. But the same way, that's kind of different, but it's the same. Like the same way you love your girl and your family is the same way I love mine and mine.
Mhm.
Like you might hate.
Is it really?
It's close. It's love. My love is different.
Like, is it in the
still
reference
love.
of us being the characters that we're being, or is it like from? You know what I mean? Like the reference points be having us like almost we're falling in any of that we're doing anything wrong, but the reference points that have us slip. We're like, hey. What you don't eat don't make me doo-doo, or we don't use the bathroom. But I'm like, yo, every time where my daughter eat, bro, bathroom. I be like, we on some syncopation, or you know what I mean? Like when she go to the potty, I'm usually going to the potty. Not like, you know what I mean, but
life is
tight and young. And I'm like, hey, something going on here, bro. Or like, I ain't saying it like that. I understand what she was saying. Like, you eat a taco, bro, it's not affecting me. Not like that. I know you know what I mean? But I'm like, hey, it might be like a layer in there where it's like, hey, maybe both. I do want to ask though, like, when y'all come back from a mushroom trip, bro, or Sheila, when you come, anybody actually, when y'all come back from a mushroom trip and taking into account like what Sheila said, like, hey, if it's genuine, you don't gotta force it. How do you get that into your mind when you feel like you're caring for somebody and they don't even know no better? Like you got this information and it's like a baby now. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, you don't know no better. I understand. They told me. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's that person's reality, but it's like he trying to show love or give love or care for somebody, but at the same time, he got to understand they got to live their life. So like, what would y'all say to like the psychedelic users out there that's kind of like finding this information out, or they coming across this I'm not gonna call it new, but they're coming across new information to them, and they want to share it with people who they feel like should know it, and it'll help them. But they also got to remember they're their own person as well.
Yeah.
Oh, can I eagerly share?
Why do people love?
Can I?
Because it feels good to be loved.
To be loved, you just said, right?
Yeah.
Why do people want to be loved?
Because the feeling.
I'm guessing because they want to
feel like.
I don't know, actually. I don't even have an answer.
It's
that.
like.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I never even asked myself that.
I never did it before, but it's like cocaine. It feels good. Feels warm.
Does that love feeling ever get played out after a while, or that's not possible?
Sometimes it get played out.
I think we're wired for it tonight.
So is love, this love thing, or we just said, is it what we really saying it is, or is it something that we used to chase as kids? We used to chase down as men. We used to chase a certain thing all the time, and still walk around saying it's love. And now we grown, the same dogs. Now we believe in this love. So really, do you really believe in this love thing, or are we just accepting a thing called love, just like everything else? Because we could
Yo,
break
Craig, what do you
everything down to nothing. Because remember, it's purposeless.
you
Well,
about to say, Craig?
it's whatever.
Yeah.
My bad, yeah.
Who
Man. You
next?
know what?
Go
Never
ahead,
mind,
Ty.
y'all.
Go
My
ahead,
bad.
Ty.
Craig tried to say something like a couple minutes ago.
It was
I
Ty
was
and
I was
Kyle.
tying into what y'all was all saying, but the tie-in with Jamaican Sun and Khan, what you were saying about the overallness of things and trying to tell people love and I need you to do this or I'm doing this because I love you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was watching to tie it into this realm of reality. I was watching Dr. Umar talk today, and he was talking about different forms of spirituality and religion that's in different countries, like America as opposed to the ones in Africa. And a lot of things in Christianity, you find a lot of people based in this reality talking like it starts here and goes out there, even though God is so-called out there working in here. It's so much fear that is trying to say, hey, I survived like this. This is how you got to survive. This is what we do. As opposed to this is just how we build a greater community of people that just so-called popped up on this earth. Like how you see animals adapting to their ecosystem and stuff like that. It becomes more of a play of, this is what I did, so that means everything that I'm thinking is what's happening on the other side. But in African spirituality, a lot of cultures, because it's a whole bunch of countries and stuff over there, I'm not familiar with all the terms either, but it's an aspect of reality of the mind of a spirit, they call it, that knows everything, that knows when something is going to start, something is going to end, events happening. But unlike other religions, they don't put a name on it. That's what it was. Like, hey, to a person, like, oh, this is Jesus, Muhammad, this is that. They don't really attribute the God so-called factor to people, but it does exist throughout everything and in people. So when they tap into that space, they attribute it to that other thing, as opposed to attribute it to them. So they know that when something is being worked on, when somebody's going through an experience, it's not really them that know what's happening, but their experience is for them to learn something to prepare them for something that's happening later. So it's like you're going to watching a person fall on a skateboard a million times and be like, oh, they're learning though. I wish they ain't just had to go to the hospital now or really or hurt themselves like that, but that's what it is.
Yeah, well, if we say, like, it's known that rivers lead to the ocean. Now, if I didn't call it a river and I didn't call the ocean, would the same thing be happening still? Well, of course it would. It doesn't matter what I'm calling it. It doesn't matter who we put up and put the mind, body, soul, spirit, red, blue. These are just things for our own local use.
Yeah. Somebody said,
yeah, what you just said made
Free
sense.
Slave
That's
Kato.
more mature.
Free Slave Kato said that love is the highest frequency. That's why we crave it. That's a good thought, but I don't know, because hate is a strong frequency. That shit vibrates so high.
The only thing I got to that is once I learned that like everything was like an act of love, everything was like, oh shoot, like, you know what I mean? It made me like, instead of picking sides, it made me, why would he do it? Oh, he probably loved doing that. Or he probably liked doing that or something like that. I'm not saying I don't be like, oh, that was bad or not my reality, that was bad or whatever. But I'm like, yo, when you look at love like hate and hate like love, or somebody going to war, it's like, why is they doing that? He's willing to go to war to protect everything that he loved in the way of life and his whole reality. He's willing to go to war to protect that. That seems like some love junk. You're like, nah, bro. Or somebody tell you, hey, go fight for your family, go fight for your woman. It don't sound no different. You're still fighting to go protect something that you love or this way of life or something. You know what I mean? So it's like the love aspect. I feel like you look at it as like, hey, come give me this. Hey, give me hugs. But that's just like a layer of it. I feel like everything, because think about it, we don't even have to talk right now. Not even like, oh, we're telepathic. I mean, that too, but we don't even really have to communicate. Nobody is forcing us to. Nobody is telling us to do any of this stuff. But yet we're doing it And you know what I mean? We're not like, hey, you got to give me something out of this. No, it's out of the love. Like the fact that nobody's holding a gun to True's foot, the Sun Tzu's arm, to anybody in here, but we're willing to share each other's like experience or to be even to receive that. That's like one of the highest forms of love right there. Because you can just walk away from somebody. Like nobody is being held captive here. And when you think about it, like, oh, I'm volunteering to be here.
I don't think there is no love.
That's love right there.
There is no
You don't
love.
got to do any of that.
Because you all just already programmed to do those things.
Except when I joined the Marine Corps, I was tricked.
What you mean you was tricked?
I was tricked. I should have taken all the energy I gave to the military, and it would have been way more useful if I would have put it all towards like peace or you know.
But you, like, I don't think you was tricked. I think you thought you was doing the right thing when you went. Like it felt like the right thing to do at the time, so it was right.
But
am I skipping or he skipping?
Nah, you skipping. Wild man, it sound like you far away, Wild man.
I wanted to make sure.
I'm driving to go to New.
Yeah, we didn't even.
I'm on the way to do ayahuasca, y'all. 2 days to ayahuasca for me.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's going to be interesting. The ayahuasca journey, huh?
Gonna meet the big mama.
Yeah, the big mama.
Yeah, whether you're not wrong, because if we're putting our energy into our perspective, our attention into separation, that's as strong sometimes as the energy of unity. But we can look at the nature around us and see how things are working together in a little bit greater majority than things that are separate.
Do you think like the things that are separate are also they are still working together with the with the other things because it kind of give you a it's like everything is just this one thing. It's just this one thing that's like Wally said, it's just happening. It's just happening. So like whatever perspective you put on it, it's gonna fit you. It's gonna fit you. And then it's gonna fit some of the other people out there that have that same perspective or have that same understanding that's close to yours. But it's not always for everybody. Well, it's kind of weird, bro, how it even works. It's kind of weird because you can't talk to no Christian or no Muslim about psychedelics. You feel me? They gonna look at it as like a drug, like like that's a drug. Why would you do that? And like we already know anything can be a drug.
Yeah, like I had a dream. You gotta say I had a dream or something. And that whole filter allows you to speak more freely into it instead of just shutting you down because it just goes against like one of the big codes in their mind. It's like, oh, I took a psychedelic. You took a what? Nope, I don't even want to hear it. Oh, you had a dream?
I don't even want to hear it.
That was God telling you. Let me
that
hear
was God talking to you. That was.
It's like you take it out the I'm not saying take it out the psychedelic, but it seemed like if I go to somebody that's outside of it or against it, and I take it out from you, I'm like, hey, I just had a experience. I just had a dream or something. Or I just had a vision. I just use some other word besides that trigger word. I'm feeling like they'll be more reluctant to accept it. Or, you know what I mean? I don't think nothing is too far off from either side. It seemed like it, but nah. Like my driving instructor lady, she said she had a big old tumor on her neck from working at the mail center and junk, and then it was all whatever, right? And she was friends with this old lady. She said the old lady prayed for her or whatever, and they prayed over the phone, and it was a big old tumor. The next day it went away or something like that. Or somebody in Christianity saying they had a vision about somebody having a baby, and then they have that baby. You know what I mean? It's like they look at it as like, oh, I got the insight, or oh, I was given to this. But it's the same exact thing. But I feel like once you try to use certain words to explain it, it automatically triggers that like that. Nope, I don't even want to hear. Nope, nope, you went too far out.
Yeah,
But we dream. Not gonna say everybody dreams. A lot of people dream. So you know what I mean? I feel like that's like a good connector, or like I don't know what to call it.
It got to be like a
call it-
dream or like a near-death experience, or you feel me, or something like that at times. But when you don't bring psychedelics into play and you just kind of explaining your experiences, certain things that you seen and how you took it, they like a lot of people understand it. They understand it until you bring psychedelics into play. When you bring psychedelics into play, it kind of kills it off. So a lot of times when I talk to people and we talk about God or we talk about spirituality or life, I don't even bring psychedelics into play. It's like almost like you got to test the temperature of the water before you just jump in with people.
You get mad because the water not hot enough. Man, you know what? You ain't for me. But it's like, what, dang, bro? You didn't give me a chance.
Yourself just to feel.
You don't like psychedelics? I ain't talking to you.
Okay.
Dang, bro.
Man, round over someone. He said, Christians, Muslims try to act like drug use is just intentionally poisoning yourself just to feel holier than thou, aka moral high ground over someone. Yeah, to have that high ground over someone. It's crazy. It's a fixed income. It's a fixed income. But I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go to work. I'm gonna tap in later, hopefully. If I can, it depends on what time I gotta go in tomorrow. But all right, Discord. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to say what you had to say, Cryo. But Ari Khan, Exile, Ty, Wow Man, BGL.
Be sure y'all subscribe, man.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel.
Comment.
Oh dang, my bad. I didn't cut BGL off. She was about to say something, but yeah, man, y'all have a good one. I see I gotta have my computer sitting high up. I had a little fan for it that sits under it, and that thing is not making it any cooler. But me got it sitting like this, it was straight. I got it sitting like kind of high up right now. But all in all, yeah, thanks everybody for tapping in. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, and don't be scared to join the Discord and come in and talk sometimes when we having a chat. But until then, peace out, and make sure